Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoop, back with the Pokemon Battle Federation Season 4, Week 5 battle against SlowFormula, as you can see on screen, SlowFormula and his Chicago Ursaring. Pretty threatening matchup for us, no lie. As you can see, I didn't bring Mega Pincer, one of my favorite Pokemon in the league. I mean, one of my favorite Megas, period. One of my favorite Pokemon, period. That's Mega Pincer I'm talking about. Just didn't have a good matchup this match, so I had to not even bring it. This team was so threatening. It's got as you see on screen, Mega Diancie and Jirachi. Something he didn't bring was the Kyurem-Black. So that's that's just a dream. Like that's a core you dream of. But yeah, he's got Mega Diancie, Kyurem-Black, Crocodile, Rotom Heat, Porygon 2, Jellicent, Hitmonchan, Jirachi, Superior, Poliwrath, and Skuntank. He is 1-4 coming into the match, and we are 2-2 going into the match. We come off a win, and he's coming off a loss. All of his losses have been extremely close, so 1-3 is not bad at all. Considering that his losses were so close, he's had some extremely good games and a little bad luck too. No lie, I'm gonna say he's got a little bad luck too. But yeah, going over our team real quick, we have Mega Pincer, Manaphy, Nidoqueen, Emboar, Donphan, Cofagrigus, Steelix, Mew, Hydreigon, Electros, and Miltank. Now there was a few ways that I could have approached this matchup, but I just went I felt like he had the matchup advantage 100%, and I felt like the way I could take advantage of the team matchup was to take the best mons I had against his team and just lump them all together with a little bit of defensive backbone. So I bring a Nidoqueen, Manaphy, Cofagrigus, Hydreigon, Mew, and Donphan as my team of 6 that I'm going to bring to this match. And as you can see on screen, he brought Mega Diancie, Jirachi, Crocodile, Rotom Heat, Superior, and Porygon 2. Excuse me. Now I was really expecting the Kyurem-Black. I was expecting Jellicent as well. Now, all that being said, he didn't bring those two, which is fine by me, especially not Kyurem. My way to beat Kyurem was with a Scarf Draco Meteor from Hydreigon, and that's not really reliable. Anyways, let me go over my sets real quick. I have a max HP, max special attack, modest life orb, sheer force Nidoqueen with toxic spikes, earth power, sludge wave, and taunt. That being said, his hazard removal is Hitmonchan and Skuntank. I think that's all he has. Hitmonchan and Skuntank, as well as being able to bounce hazards back with Mega Diancie, but I don't think anyone's really going to switch a Diancie in on a Nidoqueen, or a Donphan for that matter, which is my rocker, spoiler alert. But yeah, Toxic Spikes is nice because not only in this matchup, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of his 11 mons are affected by Toxic Spikes. Skuntank isn't and absorbs them. Rotom Heat, it levitates, so it doesn't get touched. And then he has the Jirachi, which is Steel type. So, I bring, excuse me, bring Toxic Spikes to wear down things like Jellicent and Porygon 2 and Superior, because it gets, the Leaf Storm and can be sweeping, and as long as I got the wear and tear with the poison damage, I'm not in that big of trouble. That being said, that is why I brought Toxic Spikes. Earth Power hits everything on his team, basically, minus the Rotom Heat. And then Sludge Wave hits Superior for super effective damage. Now, Earth Power is damaged, but it's not super effective on Serp. It's actually resisted, and that's why I pack Sludge Wave. So just dual stab, and then I have Taunt there so that Porygon 2 can't recover on me, Rotom Heat can't Pain Split on me, Jellicent can't recover, Skun Tank can't defog, and yeah, I guess that's it, pretty much. So I run, like, I don't need speed because his team's pretty speedy itself, and my Nidoqueen couldn't really outspeed his offensive. Like, anything that on his team that would have speed, Nidoqueen is either not going to be able to outspeed it or isn't affected by its offensive prowess, I guess I could say. That being said, that's the reason I run max special attack and max HP. I got a little SPDF investment, but that's just because, you know, you need an odd number of HP. Anyways, that's going to be Nidoqueen. Hopefully she can put in some work. Maybe not. Looking at his team matchup, it can OHKO both the Mega Diancie and the Serp, and it does a reasonably or considerable amount to the Porygon 2 and the Rotom Heat. Crook is scary and Jirachi is also scary, but neither one of them can switch in on me unless either of them switch in on a Sludge Wave. But yeah, that's going to be that for Nidoqueen there. Next up we have Manaphy. I bring the exact same set I did bring last week. Instead of leftovers, I bring Rindoberry, and then I'm max speed again, Timid Nature to speed tie with Jirachi, and then 200 EVs in HP again with the rest dumped in special attack, which is just 56. Basically, Tail Goal, Scald, Ice Beam, and Energy Ball. Just sweep his team. I think Manaphy put in a lot of work. I'm running the Rindoberry, so if I am sweeping or if I got my Tail Goal up and he brings in the Serp, if I'm 45% or above, he can't knock me out with Leaf Storm. And then I would live on, if I'm 45%, I'm going to live on 1%, knock him out with the Ice Beam. And, you know, if I'm anything above that, I'm still going to live and knock him out with the Ice Beam. Unless he gets a critical hit. But if I'm like 75, 80% of my max HP, then Rindoberry still keeps me alive even through a crit. So, yeah, that's going to be the thing here. It's one of my win conditions alongside of my next mon, which is my Cofagrigus. Now, I run a Cobra Berry this week so I can live a hit from the Crook. As well as, well, that's the only reason for that. I don't think he has any other, I guess Skun Tank, but that's not really a threat. Now this week I am running a different Cofagrigus set. I'm running an offensive set with Nasty Plot and Trick Room. Max special attack with the Quiet Nature, meaning that it's, you know, the plus special attack nature. Max HP, then, you know, the rest of the EVs dumped in defense, just because. Nasty Plot, Trick Room, Shadow Ball, and Hidden Power Fighting. Now, if you look at his team, Shadow Ball hits everything. Well, this coverage hits everything neutrally, super effective, or in Skuntank's case, both of my attacks are resisted, but excuse me, sorry about that. I deal with the Skuntank first, then I try to win with Cofag. This is my late game sweeper, whereas Manaphy is my mid game sweeper. And looking at his team that he actually did bring, his 6-mon that he brought, Shadow Ball hits everything for at least neutral damage, hits Jirachi for super effective damage, Hidden Power Fighting hits everything that is resisted by Shadow Ball, Crocodile, and the Porygon 2. So if I set up a Nasty Plot and a Trick Room, Cofagrigus can sweep with, as long as I keep rocks up, little prior damage on everything, yeah, I just win. So there's that. I want to keep that in mind for the late game, though. Next up is going to be Renegade, my Hydreigon. Choice Scarf set, like I mentioned. Enough speed to outspeed Choice Scarf Kyurem-Black. Max special attack, and then I am running a timid nature, so I got the minus attack nature with U-turn. So I dropped my other 24 EVs in attack just to help that out a little bit. And it's not much, but it helps a little bit. Every little bit helps, especially with having toxic spikes up and wanting to get, that little chip damage on everything. U-turn Dark Pulse is pretty self-explanatory. Explanatory, I should say. Got the Draco Meteor just to nuke things. Once Mega Diancie and Jirachi are gone in this case. It also does a ton to Skuntank, which he didn't bring. And it Oko's the Kyurem-Black, assuming it's not the Haban Berry, I think is the Dragon type berry. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. And my last move is going to be Flash Cannon, so I can Oko the Mega Diancie. If he wants to leave it in thinking that I can't hit him or something, or thinks that I'm not Choice Scarfed. That being said, we'll move on to my next mon, where I get into a little bit of my defensive backbone. I know Nidoqueen was some bulky, but it's offensive, bulky offensive. Same for Manaphy, and then Kofag, and, well, I guess Kofag's a little bulky too. And then Hydreigon's my Scarfer. So I needed a little defensive backbone. And here I bring Mew Paradox, my boy. I got the Rocky helmet with enough, max HP and enough defensive investment to take on a Ironhead Jirachi. Well, maybe not taking on, but I bring an interesting moveset here. I bring an offensive, like a physically attacking moveset, so I can U-turn out on, like, if Crook wants to switch in on me, I can U-turn, predict the Crocodile, U-turn out, and then I have Zen Headbutt to hit everything else, minus the Jirachi, which I have knockoff for. If he is Choice Scarf Jirachi, I can knock his item off. Yeah, anything that has an item, I can knock it off. It's helpful for Porygon 2. It's helpful for Jirachi. It's helpful against the Rotom and the Superior if they're leftovers. And then U-turns there just to get initiative. And then Zen Headbutt hits everything minus Crook, which I would not want to stay in on anyway. And Jirachi as well, which I have knockoff for. And then the tech I bring in this match is going to be Skill Swap Mew. I can take Magic Bounce from Diancie. I can take Serene Grace from Jirachi. I can take Contrary from Serp. So that's something I need to keep in mind. I have a lot of special defense investment, so I can live two Leaf Storms from Superior, even if it's modest max special attack, as long as it's not specs. And I can live 2 Moonblast from Mega Diancie. But this really isn't my Mega Diancie check anyway. My Mega Diancie check is going to be a Max PBF Donphan. Now, it doesn't necessarily... It's 3-hit KO'd, I do believe. And if he gets a crit, I'm 2-hit KO'd, so that's unfortunate. But if he didn't bring the Serp, this was going to be my lead. Donphan was. Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Knockoff. Knockoff again to get rid of items. Earthquake hits everything minus the Rotom Heat, which isn't doing much back to me. Knockoff, Serp, Stealth Rock, Serp. Well, I guess not. I wouldn't set my Stealth Rocks up on Serp. That was stupid to say. And I have Rapid Spin to get rid of his own rocks. And he has 3 potential rockers on his team, being Mega Diancie, Jirachi, and Crocodile. So, that being said, that's my team. And I feel pretty confident in the matchup since he didn't bring Kyurem-Black, which is just a huge threat. And as you can see, things like Serp could pack Hidden Power Rock for Mega Pinsir. Rotom could be Scarfed and outspeed. Jirachi could be Scarfed and doesn't really take much from Mega Pinsir unless I'm like +6 or +4 even. Mega Diancie Revenge kills really easily. Scarf Crook does the same as well. But yeah, we can hop into the battle here now and see how this match turns out. Oops. So he does lead with the crook as I lead with Needle Queen. So I'm going to hard switch out to my Donphan. And I didn't know if he'd go for knockoff or earthquake, but it wasn't worth the risk. I want my life orb anyway on Needle Queen. Let me. Well, never mind. I don't have to. I was going to show the side more so you can see what turn it is, but it shows the turn up at the top. He goes for earthquake, and it does a good amount. Nothing that's going to threaten me. I'm going to be able to set up my rocks here, and that's going to be what I do. He's probably going to switch out, and he actually makes a really, really aggressive switch. I mean, it's not like Donphan does damage anyway, but so I guess it's not that aggressive of a switch. But he does bring in a Serp, which is going to force me straight out. And I'm accidentally going to go into my Needle Queen. This is another misclick. I know I misclicked last week and I misclicked this week. But yeah, I'm going to go into Needle Queen here. And he's going to hit me with the Leaf Storm. And, well, it wasn't an accident. I said in the chat, oops, misclick. And it's actually going to force him to switch, me saying that. I didn't know why he switched until after the match. But yeah, he's going to switch out here, thinking that I was trying to trick him. No, I wouldn't do that. I want to win, but I definitely don't want to win by tricking my opponent in the chat and making him think that I didn't mean to go in here when I really did mean to go in here. He thought that I may have been Choice Scarf and bluffing the misclick, but that's definitely not the case. The case is I actually did misclick, and he can actually knock me out here. But he got scared because I said misclick, thought I was baiting him to go for the Leaf Storm again, as he could knock me out. I'm dying. Anyways, I guess my better play here would to be go back, or my play here was to go into Hydreigon, but like I said, I misclicked and went into Needle Queen. Does almost half, meaning he could knock me out on the next turn. But he does fear me to be Scarf, and he switches out. Now, he may have feared me to be Scarf even if I didn't say misclick, so I'm not 100% sure on that. I am just going to go for the Sludge Wave here and try to knock out the Needle Queen. If he did a calc, he knows I'm Life Orb, though. And I stayed in here and got a Toxic Spike up, predicting him to go for the Recover. And now, he does have my Sheer Force ability. And if he has an Ice Beam, he's going to knock me out. So I'm going to make a hard switch here into Mew, predicting the Ice Beam to come out. And hope, well, he can't freeze me because he does have the Sheer Force ability. And it's only going to do 20%. I show no item. What the hell is my item? Oh, yeah, Rocky Helmet. And I'm just going to go for the knockoff. And he reveals that his crook was actually Choppleberry, meaning it was probably his answer to Mega Pinsir, so he could intimidate me at least, and then live a close combat. I'm going to hard switch out here. Not really fearing the pursuit, because I feel like he would have went for it turn 1, knowing that I had to switch out my Needle Queen. That being said, I go for the switch to my Donphan as he goes for the knockoff, gets rid of my lefties. And now he's just going to Earthquake. I guess it was a roll, and it was something that he was willing to risk. But I'm going to go for the knockoff, predicting a switch, and he actually stays in. Goes for the Earthquake, gets big damage off on me, and I get nothing off on him. So if I'd have went for Earthquake there, it would have been a little bit better for me, especially since he's poisoned. But it's all hindsight, I suppose. I'm going to go straight into my Manaphy, and I'm going to click Scald. I know he's not Scarfed. And I know I outspeed, so that's Manaphy's first kill of the match. And now here, I could stay in and go for the Ice Beam, since I do have the Rindo Berry, but it's not time for that yet. Definitely want to have a Tailgale up before I do that. And I want Superior to die to my move before I do that. So if Serp's like at 23% or something, or 40% or something, then I would have went for the Ice Beam, because I wouldn't need my Rindo Berry later. But yeah, I'm just going to hard switch into my Hydreigon, the Dragon, the Grass Resist, and take 25%, or close to it anyway. And here I'm just going to U-turn out, I believe, as he goes into Porygon 2. Now, U-turn was my play because if I lock myself in Dark Pulse, Mega Diancie comes in and gets a kill. So my play was 100% to U-turn out. And here I'm going to go for knockoff, and I'm going to catch the Rotom Heat. He's going to take rocks damage, and he's going to take the knockoff damage, meaning he doesn't get his leftovers back. And here I'm going to go for the Zen Headbutt. I didn't expect him to have T-Wave, but that's a good brain on his part because he can't, he can T-Wave me, and then it doesn't synchronize with him. Then he goes for the Pain Split, and I go for the U-turn. So now I get some initiative here, and I'm going to go right back into Nidoqueen. And I'm going for the Sludge Wave here. I guess he knew I wasn't going to click Earth Power. There's no way. And then he brings in his Jirachi. So I'm going to hard switch back out since it is immune to my Sludge Wave. Going to Mew. He gets the SpDef drop. Now here, I was thinking he's not Scarf because he doesn't pack the Iron Head. But it turns out that he switches out. So I think if he wasn't Scarfed, he would have went ahead and took me out there. Assuming, okay, maybe if he wasn't a boosting item in any sort of way or something like that, maybe he would have switched out. But if he was a boosting item, I think he would have stayed in there and went for the kill since I got the SpDef drop. And since I'm paralyzed as well. I guess he just feared me to live and get the knockoff off. Get the knockoff off. And he wasn't ready to risk that yet. And that's exactly what I do click is... no, I think I click U-turn here. Because Mega Diancie was pretty obvious. But I get paralyzed. And I don't get the U-turn off. Unfortunately. And he's going to be able to bring in Mega Diancie here and just drop me with the Moonblast since I did have the special attack drop. Or the special defense drop. That being said, I can bring back in Manaphy and just click Scald again. No reason to Tail Glow yet. Because if he would attack me, and then I got the Tail Glow off and he attacked me again, basically I would be in range of Leaf Storm. And he does sack off his Rotom and then brings in his Porygon 2. As I Tail Glow up on his Recover, and now I'm able to hit KO him. As he goes for the Thunder Wave. I guess that was his only play, and I guess it was a better play than anything else because he could have paralyzed me, and it was super effective. But I'm able to 2-hit KO him, like I said, and now he brings in his Mega Diancie. I'm almost convinced that Jirachi is 100% Choice Scarf at this point because he's saving it, knowing that I have a Choice Scarf Hydreigon. And he showed to be special, so he probably has Moonblast. But still, at this point, I didn't know. But I am just going to stay in here. Click Moonblast. I mean, he clicks Moonblast, and I click Scald. I live the Moonblast, obviously, and knock the Mega Diancie out with a +3 Scald. He's able to revenge kill me here. My Rendo Berry's not going to save me at 11%. And now he gets the boost. So, Nidoqueen's useless here, so my best play is to go into my Scarf Hydreigon, U-turn out into Nidoqueen, and scout for the... Not only scout. I'm scouting for the Dragon Pulse, while at the same time sacking my Nidoqueen so that I can get the chip damage and then come back in and make sure that Hydreigon kills still. So I get my U-turn damage off, which puts him in Dark Pulse range. He goes for the Dragon Pulse, isn't able to pick me off, but he will be able to pick me off with the Giga Drain or a second Leaf Storm. I guess it wasn't worth the risk, since even if he did get another boost, I would still outspeed him. So he makes a safe play and goes for the Giga Drain. I'm going to bring in my Scarf Hydreigon and wrap this match up with Dark Pulse, debating whether or not he is Choice Scarf Jirachi. So there's that. And here it is. I'm going to click, and he actually is Choice Scarf with the Moonblast. And what this means is Cofagrigus can't kill him. I am a boost boosting nature, boosting special attack nature, but he gets the special attack drops. So I went over it in my head, and he drops my special attack, and I attack him. He drops my special attack, and I attack him again. Moonblast will kill me before my weakened Shadow Balls kill him. That being said, I decided to go for a Trick Room here, as I knew my special attack was going to be dropped. I go for the Trick Room, meaning now I can get off an attack before he gets off an attack. I have 5 turns, so my best play here is to go for the Nasty Plot. So my attack will be at 1 times 1.5. The Moonblast will drop it back down to neutral, and then I will still have 2 turns of Trick Room, meaning my first Shadow Ball at neutral will do about like 70 to 90% to him, potentially kill him depending on his investment, and then the second one will guaranteed knock him out with Trick Room still up. So that's my play here. I'm going to go for Nasty Plot. I do get the special attack boost. I do get it dropped right back from the Serene Grace Moonblast. Go for the Shadow Ball here. It does 77%, and then he's able to get a critical hit. I shit my pants here. I shit my pants here so big. I thought I was going to die. My HP dropped so fast, I was like, what? A crit. Oh, my goodness. And we are going to pick up the 1-0 victory here in a very close match. Like I said, all of his losses have been lost. This one, or close. This one is no different. Really, really good game, SlowFormula. Hope the Chicago Ursaring season turnaround there. You guys can have a season turnaround and get some wins going. Big wins going. Confagger's pulling through, and we're going to move to 3-2 on the season with a +2 differential. So we're on a 3-game win streak, but in week 6 we do play the number 1 team in the league, assuming he wins in week 5 as well. So we got a pretty, let's see here, we play the number 1 team in week 6, we play the number 2 team in week 8, we play the number 3 team in week 11, and the number 4 team in week 12. So our schedule's not looking easy by no means. We have a rematch with Dallas later in week 10. So we got a long stretch of tough battles coming up. But I guess it's something to look forward to, especially for me. I love a good challenge, so looking forward to all that. This week and next week are the last week for transactions, so if my team changes, I might make an update video on that. Other than that, guys, just leave your thoughts on the battle, the prep, what you would have did differently in prep, what you would have did differently in the battle, thoughts on my plays, thoughts on my misclick especially, and yeah, I guess that's going to be it. We, like I said, we face Ryan next week, so look out for that. Leave a like if you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys then.